Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Harrison County High School basketball. I'm Jim Swinford coming to you from Monticello Heights Gymnasium, where tonight the Phillies will be taking on the Lady Defenders of Bryan Station. Well, it's been a rough season so far for Harrison County, in that they have a record right now of just 1-5, having lost their last three in a row, including a 53-40 setback at the hands of Bishop Brossart here on the Hilltop 2 nights ago. Meanwhile, Bryan Station is 2-2 after having lost to Frederick Douglass on Saturday in their most recent game, 62-48. In the JV game that just concluded a few minutes ago, it was the Bryan Station Junior Varsity knocking off our B team by a final score of 50-18. So hopefully the varsity Phillies can get a split in this JV varsity doubleheader. Right now, both teams are warming up on the floor in front of us. We invite you to stay tuned as we'll come back and take a closer look at both Harrison County and Bryan Station. You're listening to the Cynthiana Hardy's pregame sponsor, or pregame show, I should say, on WCY. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop. Harrison County and Bryan Station are about 12 and a half minutes away from getting this contest started. Well, it's the first year for head coach Serena Sandusky to be in charge of the Lady Defenders, as she also coached the JV team as well. The Lady Defenders are led in scoring this year by senior Tania Woodall. Woodall averaging 16.8 points per game. She had a season high of 24 in the win over Henry Clay earlier this season. Their best shooter, though, is sophomore Kaylin Gentry, who's making 50% of her shots from the floor. She also leads the team in rebounding at 12 boards per game. And through the first 4 contests of this year, she has 2 double-doubles, including a career-best 16 rebounds in a season-opening loss to Lexington Catholic. Much like their teams have been through the last several years, Bryan Station very athletic, which will give Harrison County some problems, as we are not so much athletic as Bryan Station is, but we'll see how we shoot out there and hopefully can overcome that issue. Meanwhile, Harrison County lost to Bishop Brossart back on Monday, 53-40. Harrison County never led as the Lady Stangs increased their lead throughout the contest. The one thing that game pointed out more than a lot of games is this Phillies team needs to find some offense somewhere. The starters, the 5 starters for Harrison County, are accounting for 96% of the scoring. In fact, the bench for the Phillies through their first 6 games has scored a total of 11 points. So we need to get some scoring off of the bench from someone. Lauren McNeese and Kylie Hudgins are both tremendous defensive players, but we really need them to try to find a way to put the ball in the hole when they get the ball, especially down low on offensive rebounds. But that's just one of the things this team needs to work on. I like our team. They have improved a little bit every game. Now, sometimes we do that thing about 3 steps forward, 1 step back. But I think that we're progressing nicely. We just need to find some scoring, and also we have a tendency sometimes to stand around and watch, and we need to make sure that even when the girls do not have the ball, that they keep on moving. If they can do that, we'll be fine. Also, we need for, in my opinion, for Gab Hadrick to take over a little bit more than she has. I know that Gab is a very unselfish player, and wants to get her teammates involved. But there are going to be some situations, maybe even tonight, where we'll just for Gab to take over. She's a 6-year starter, has over 1,300 points. She's a smart ball player. She knows what to do. And sometimes you just need those kind of girls, or guys for that matter, in the boys' games, to just, as I say, do like Rajon Rondo did and just get the ball on one end, run past everybody, and make a basket on the other end of the floor. If nothing else, it will cause the opposing defense to make some adjustments. And once those adjustments come, when they put 2 or 3 people on Gab, that's when she'll need to fan it out to an open teammate who could hopefully make the shot. So it's much like the rest of the Phillies issues, it's a work in progress. People, it's December the 15th. We've only got 6 games under our belt. We're going to be fine. We just need to be patient, and the girls need to be patient. Don't try to do too much all at the same time. Just run the offense, and eventually good things will come as they perfect what they want to do as far as the execution of the game plan put forth by the coaching staff on the floor. We're going to have a decent crowd tonight for this Wednesday in mid-December. So if you're driving around Santania right now and looking for something to do on a Wednesday night, come on up to the Hilltop and support your Phillies as they take on Bryan Station. We'll take a break right now and then come back and give you the starting lineups of tonight's game. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN Sports. All right, let's take a look now at the starting lineups for tonight's game. First, for the Lady Defenders of Bryan Station with a 2-2 record, as we mentioned before, coached by Serena Sandusky. At a guard, a 5'5 sophomore, number 1, Chloe Doe. Doe averaging 0.8 points per game. The other guard is manned by Makari Murphy. Murphy wears the number 13. She's a 5'7 junior and has put up a 7.5 point per game average this season. At one of the forwards is Victory Sledge, a 5'10 sophomore who wears the number 5. She's averaging 4.8 points a game. The other forward is Jalen Green. Green, a 5'8 freshman. She wears the number 12 and is right now averaging 6.2 points a contest. And in the middle, a 5'11" sophomore, number 23, Kaylin Gentry. Gentry averaging 14.2 points per game, which is second best on the team. So once again, for Bryan Station, it'll be Doe, Murphy, Sledge, Green, and Gentry. Bryan Station this year on offense, averaging 59.8 points per game. On defense, giving up 61.5 points per contest. Now for the Harrison County Phillies, 1-5 on the year, trying to shake off of a 3-game losing streak. At a guard, a 5'2 8th grader, number 12, Keely Custard. Custard averaging 3.3 points a game. The other guard is manned by Harrison County's leading scorer, Gab Hadrick. Gab is a 5'3 senior. She wears the number 15 and is averaging now 16.2 points per game. The third guard is our point guard, Bailey Hudgins. Bailey's a 5'5 freshman, has the number 23 on the back of her jersey. She's got an average right now of 8.7 points a game. One of the forwards is Kara Hines. Hines is a 5'9 senior that wears the number 4. She's averaging 9.3 points a game. And at the other forward, a 5'9 junior, number 22, Caroline Van Hook. Van Hook averaging 5.5. So once again for the Phillies, it'll be Custard, Hadrick, Hudgins, Hines, and Van Hook. The Phillies this year on offense averaging 44.8 points per game. On defense, giving up 57.7 points per contest. So there are your starting quintets for tonight's game between the Phillies and Bryan Station. Well, as the teams continue to warm up, we'll take this opportunity to take it back to the station to Bruce Templeton from Unity Christian Church with tonight's pregame prayer. Top Harrison County and Bryan Station about to play each other for the 13th time overall. Bryan Station has the edge in the previous 12 games, having won 8 and lost 4. It's a series that began back in January of 1980, a game in which the defenders came to Cynthiana and blew out our Phillies 74-46. Now here on the hilltop, this is just the 5th time the two teams have gotten together, but Bryan Station owns the lead in that, as well as they've won 3 of the 4 games played here on this particular floor. The last time that Harrison County and Bryan Station got together was some 3 years ago in January of 2019 when the Phillies went to Lexington to take on the Lady Defenders and won that game 72-42. The last time the two teams got together here was the only time that Harrison County has won over Bryan Station on our home floor. That back 4 years ago in January of 2018, Harrison County winning that game 45-27. So hopefully today we'll have that same kind of result, whether it be from the one game 3 years ago or the game 4 years ago, as Harrison's won the last couple in this series. Well, the Phillies will be back in action this coming Friday when they'll host the Lady Braves of Grant County. Ed Lewis will be with you to bring you all the action of the play-by-play of that particular ball game, as I'll be with the boys in Lexington as they'll take on the Blue Devils of Henry Clay. Phillies will also be in action on Monday when we'll head to Northern Kentucky to take on the Lady Tigers of Beechwood. And then a week from tonight, the Phillies will conclude their pre-Christmas schedule as we'll take another trip to Northern Kentucky, this time to Taylor Mill to take on the Lady Eagles of Covington Scott. Meanwhile, the Thoroughbreds took one on the chin big time against Clark County over in Winchester last night, losing 84-46. They'll try to bounce back on Friday. It'll be a tough one, though, as they'll be taking on the Blue Devils of Henry Clay up in Lexington. The Breds will also be in action on Saturday when they'll play host to Bourbon County in the Huck Turner Classic. That's a 4-game showcase with some of the better teams in our area. It all begins at high noon it's at home. So anyway, it begins at high noon. Harrison County and Bourbon County play at 7:30. So make plans now to come to watch your Thoroughbreds take on arch rivals, the Colonels of Bourbon County. The wrestling team will also be in action on Saturday as they'll be heading to the River City of Louisville to take on several schools in the Rumble in the Hive, which is the matchup at Louisville Central, one of the more prestigious regular season tournaments in the state. And the bowling team is also active this weekend. On Friday, they'll host Lexington Catholic out at Galactic Alley. And then on Saturday, they'll head down south and west a little bit to take on Danville and Boyle County at Danville's Bowling Alley. So best of luck to our bowling team and the wrestlers as well this coming weekend in their own particular sports as we near the Christmas break time. In fact, this will be the last wrestling match before Christmas and the last bowling tournament before Christmas, as well as both of those winter sports are winding down, as has the archery team as well, before getting things started back up either on the last week of December or after the first of the year. Well, we're about to have the national anthem, so what we'll do is take a listen to that, after which we'll take a break and then come back with the tip-off of tonight's game between Harrison County and Bryan Station. Right now, the Harrison County Air Force Junior ROTC is presenting the colors, but let's take a listen to our national anthem.
Fans from Bryan Station are asked to sit in the section of bleachers behind the benches. Caution tape is marking the area that fans are asked to sit behind. As you saw on the door as you entered, it is recommended that masks be worn at all indoor events to help keep our student athletes on the floor the entire season. Let's remember this is all about our student athletes. Thank you in advance for all of your help. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, will you please stand and remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem. The colors are being presented by cadets from the Harrison County High School Air Force Junior ROTC program. Carrying the U.S. flag and commanding is Cadet Major Nathan Nickerson. Carrying the Kentucky flag is Cadet Captain Carter Moore. And the guards are Cadet Captain Peyton Fryman and Cadet Staff Sergeant Miles Bryan.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop. We are moments away from the start of tonight's game between Harrison County and Bryan Station. As we mentioned, the Phillies 1-5, The Lady Defenders 2-2 on the season. A few people have made their way from Lexington to watch their Lady Defenders play today as well. Kara Hines will be jumping for center for Harrison County across the midcourt stripe. For Bryan Station will be Kaylin Gentry as we're just about to get this game underway from here on the hilltop. The ball is up and the tap controlled by Station. Rushing to the basket is Green, lays it up and good, and she's fouled. And within, no, they're going to call a charge. So a charge called on Jalen Green gives the ball to the Phillies. Full court pressure being applied by the Lady Defenders. Hines gets it inbounds to Hudgins. Hudgins to Hadrick, to Hines, into the front court now to Custard at the far sideline. Custer gets on the baseline to Hadrick, drives the baseline, and is going to be called for a travel as she tried to get around Sledge, but Sledge cut her off. So one turnover begets another to begin this contest. With the ball, Green, she'll get it into the hands of Doe. Doe to Green on the left side, long range in front of the Harrison County bench. Lost control of the basketball out of bounds. We're going to say that it was last touched by Hudgins, who was going for the steal. So just to the right of the Harrison bench, inbounding the ball will be Green. Gets into the backcourt to Doe. Doe guarded closely by Custard on the man-to-man. Gets to the far hash mark in front of the stable to Murphy. Makari Murphy drives, cut off by Hadrick. Gets it back on the wing on the far side to Sledge. Sledge drops the ball. Loose ball picked up by Hines. And here come the Phillies the other way with it. Outlet pass to Hudgins, goes to the basket, but misses the layup as she got out of control. Gentry with the rebound for Bryan Station. In the front court quickly come the Lady Defenders. A layup is going to be good by Murphy. Makari Murphy gets her team on the board first with that layup with 7:06 left to go in the first quarter. In the front court, Hadrick fakes the three, moves inside the arc. Her 17-footer misses everything. Rebound pulled down by Murphy of Station. In the front court with the basketball on the left side is Green. She'll get it up top in between the circles to Murphy. To the right side, long range to Doe, who brings it back inside the center circle, being tracked by Custard. Doe angles to the left, gets it in front of the Harrison bench to Murphy. Inside the arc, she'll now move outside the arc, flicks the ball, almost taken away, but Doe picks up the loose ball. Pass on the right wing to Green. Green at the foul line, gets it up top to Sledge. Sledge drives to the basket, her shot off the glass is good. Victory Sledge's first basket of the game. Puts her team up 4-0. We've played about a minute and a half. With the basketball in the front court comes Custard. Goes to the foul line, stops, kicks it back between the circles, now to Hudgins. Bailey had the ball back tapped away from behind. Now goes and tracks that ball down and gets it back into the front court on the near side of the midcourt circle. Hudgins will now hand the ball to Van Hook. Now on the far side, she'll get the ball to Hadrick. Hadrick dribbles to the right side, goes inside the arc, unabated to the basket and lays it in. First basket for Harrison County. Cuts the lead in half to 4-2. 5:48 left to go in the first quarter with the basketball. Doe. Pass to the right side, long range to Green. Green inside the arc to Sledge. Sledge drives, cut off, backs up, puts up a 10-footer that's good. 4 points for Victory Sledge to matches their season's average as the Lady Defenders go back out on top 6-2. Into the front court with the basketball comes Hines. She'll get the ball to Hudgins on the near sideline. Goes in front of the defender bench. Into the paint, to the block, to the glass. Misses the layup, however. It's going to be knocked to the bounds. Last touch by Harrison County. So the Lady Defenders will have the ball. Cynthiana Hardy's has made from scratch breakfast options and the best burgers in town. Hardy's is a proud supporter of Breads and Phillies basketball. Across the timeline comes Doe. Moves to the right side, long range, near the hash mark on the far side. Now looking for help as she's picked up her dribble. Ball knocked away, and the loose ball picked up by Hadrick. Hadrick goes all the way, puts it up and in. Gab Hadrick with all 4 of her team's points off the steal and the layup that time. Puts her team back to within a 2-point margin at 6-4. 4:48 left to go in the first quarter. Custard picks up the loose ball from Bryan Station. That's 4 turnovers already for the Lady Defenders. Hines goes coast to coast, and as she goes up for the shot, she's going to be fouled by Sledge. That'll be Victory Sledge's first personal foul and send Hines to the line. Hines at the free throw stripe this year, a 69% free throw shooter. First free throw by number 4 to try to cut it to a 1-point deficit is on the way and good. In the game for the first time for Bryan Station, Amareni Trujillo. Trujillo, a 5'6" senior, averaging a point a game. Hines' second free throw upcoming at the 4:38 mark of the first quarter. It's on the way, and this one is good as well. And Harrison County has knotted up the score at 6-6. Into the front court with the basketball comes Doe. Doe, guarded by Custard. Now makes a move inside the arc on the right side. Now backs up, gets it into the corner to Murphy for three. Too long. Rebound, though, is picked up by Green. Her putback is no good. Ensuing rebound, pulled down by Hadrick. Hadrick races into the front court, gets a pass to Hudgins on the baseline. Bailey to the basket, fans it back out to Custard for a three-point try. Count it down. Give the assist to Hudgins, the triple to Custard, and Harrison County has taken a 9-6 lead on Keeley's long-range tray. Under 4 to go in the first quarter. With the basketball, the foul line is Trujillo, but now we're going to have a foul away from the basketball, an illegal screen set by Sledge, and that'll be Victory Sledge's second personal foul. Looks like Coach Sandusky's going to leave her in there for right now anyway. Hudgins gets the sign from Coach Marshall as she crosses the timeline on the near side of the midcourt circle. Harrison leading by 3. Hadrick with the basketball near the center circle. Crosses over her dribble, gets it on the left side to Custard for another three try. This one not long enough. Rebound picked up by Sledge. Into the front court come the Lady Defenders, down by a tray. Now the ball knocked away and stolen by Harrison County. Custard picks up the loose ball, and as she comes into the front court, she's going to be fouled by Doe. That'll be Chloe Doe's first personal foul. If you've been thinking about a farm or machinery loan, call Michael Furnish with Farm Credit Mid-America at 859-254-2741 and learn how he can help you. Checking in the ball game now for Bryan Station, Akaya Wade. Akaya Wade, a 5'7" 8th grader, averaging 0.7 points a game. Inbounds pass comes to Hudgins. Harrison County has scored the last 7 points in a row to take this 3-point lead. On the left side, Custard long range, looks inside, nothing there. She'll bring it back out near the center line to get the ball into the hands of Hadrick. Hadrick back to Custard, to the foul line to Hines, fans the ball in the corner to Van Hook. Van Hook back up top to Hadrick. She'll fire a three, short. Rebound, knocked to the bounds, last touched by the defenders, so Harrison County will maintain possession. With exactly 3 minutes on the clock, Van Hook will try to get it in from her own baseline. Gets it under the basket to Hines. Forces up. His shot no good. Rebound pulled down by Sledge. Up the floor quickly with it comes Murphy. She'll get it into the corner to Wade. Wade's 15-footer is no good. And now Hines comes down with the board for the Phillies. Phillies not wasting any time getting down the floor. Hines to the left side to Custard. Open for three. Bounces off short. Rebound is going to be picked up by Sledge. And now they're going to call a foul on Sledge for pushing off, trying to get position. That'll be 3 fouls on Victory Sledge. Now this will force a move by Coach Sandusky. Coming in the game, Elena Ward. Elena Ward, a 5'4" 8th grader, averaging 8 points a game off the bench. From her own baseline, Hadrick to trigger the inbounds pass. Gets to Hines in the corner, on the wing to Hudgins. Bailey will walk the ball near the center circle as she resets the offense and balances the floor. Lobs it to Custard in the corner. She'll find Hadrick, drives for a 15-footer, good. Half a dozen points for Gab Hadrick on that baseline 15-footer. Gives Harrison County an 11-6 lead with 2:10 on the clock here in the first quarter. Now racing to the basket, ball knocked away. Bryan Station with their 6th turnover of the first quarter. Into the front court comes Hudgins. Hudgins to the elbow extended on the left side. Now has the ball knocked away from behind, goes and retrieves it. But as she dove for it, she actually knocked it out of bounds. That's only the 2nd turnover of the first quarter on the Phillies. While, as we said, Bryan Station's committed 6. From the sideline near the midcourt stripe, across the way from us, inbounding the ball will be Murphy. Gets it into the hands of Wade. Bryan Station has not scored in the last 4 minutes, but only trail 11-6. And now we're going to have a 30-second timeout called by Bryan Station. So we'll keep it right here. 1 minute and 44 seconds left to go in this first quarter. Harrison County right now on a 9-0 run have taken an 11-6 advantage. Treat yourself to some Snappy. Salads, chicken wings, sandwiches, and of course, Beast Pizza. Call 235-7627 right now. That's 235.
Snap.
Thank you, Ryan. Phillies playing very well right now. Hopefully they can keep it up against an athletic Bryan Station squad that just can't seem to hold on to the ball as they have 6 turnovers already. Meanwhile, Harrison County shooting pretty decently in that they are 5 out of 12. From across the way from us, out of the timeout, Ward will trigger the inbounds pass. The middle schooler gets an inbounds to Murphy. Murphy guarded by Hadrick near the far sideline. Makes a move in front of the stable where she'll get the ball to number 10, that's Ward, and now we're going to have a foul on the Phillies. For overguarding, it's going to be on Van Hook. That'll be Caroline's first personal foul. Just a common foul. In fact, that's the first team foul on Harrison County in the ball game. Bryan Station has committed 5, 3 of which by Victory Sledge. From her own baseline, Trujillo to trigger the inbounds pass. Amorini Trujillo lobs the ball near the timeline where it's retrieved by Ward. Ward guarded by Lauren McNeese, who's in the game. Lauren, a 5'3 junior, averaging a point a game. On the right side with the ball, Trujillo. And now we're going to have a travel call as Trujillo changed her pivot foot in mid-spin. So give the ball back to the Phillies, leading by 5. With 1:26 left to go in the first quarter, Hudgins comes across the timeline on the near side of the midcourt circle, has it knocked away from behind, but goes and retrieves it. Gets it on the wing, stolen by Trujillo. Trujillo in the front court, waits on the rest of her team, now lobs it on the far side to Murphy. In the corner, finds Wade for a 3, air ball. Offside rebound, though, going to be chased down by Ward. Her three-point try is also no good, and this time Van Hook comes away with the board for Harrison. Gets the ball to Hudgins in the front court, to the left side to Hadrick, open for 3, off the front of the rim, no good, and out of bounds. So Bryan Station will get the ball back. Under a minute to go in a quickly moving first quarter of play. Inbounds pass will come to Wade. Will bring the ball into the front court. She comes across the midcourt stripe. Wade between the legs dribble, gets around. McNeese goes into the paint. A floater is no good from about 10 feet away. The rebound is going to be saved from going out of bounds by Gab Hadrick. And now a steal by Bryan Station. Murphy in the corner, open for 3 is Wade. Goes in there, took a little bounce off of the top of the square before dropping in, but it went in there anyway. That stops Harrison's 11-0 run and gets the Lady Defenders back to within 2 at 11-9. Here's a pass down low to McNeese. Good. Lauren McNeese's first points of the game makes Harrison County a 13-9 leader. Here's a midcourt shot at the buzzer, no good. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, your score, Harrison County 13, Bryan Station 9. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WC. Alrighty, back here on the hilltop. Harrison County leading over Bryan Station 13-9. We've had 1 tie and 1 lead change in the contest so far. The biggest lead for Bryan Station has been 4 points, while Harrison County is led by as many as 5. So a close to the best played game, at least through the first 8 minutes. Harrison will have the ball to begin the second quarter as well, where Hines will try to get it in bounds. Gets it in the hands of Custard, who's returned to the floor. Keeley across the timeline on the near side of the midcourt circle. Gets it between the circles now to Van Hook. Van Hook has her pocket picked by Green. Green goes to the basket, puts it up, and misses the layup. Rebound is going to be pulled in by Wade. Her putback is no good. And the ensuing rebound pulled in by Van Hook. Into the front court with the basketball come the Lady Defenders, and another turnover for the Phillies. Into the front court with the basketball will come the Lady Defenders. Here's a three fired up and good by Jalen Green. Green puts her team back out in front, 13-12 with that long distance tray. Actually, we're still ahead by one. Can't read. 13-12, Harrison County still leads. 7:36 left to go.
Basket by
Hadrick moves into the paint and scores on the layup. Harrison County's lead now 15-12. 6:57 left to go in the first half. Now a steal by the Phillies. With the basketball, Custard baseline to McNeese for a 10-footer. No good. Offside rebound. It's going to be pulled in by Doe. So up the floor come the Lady Defenders. Baseball pass to Tania Woodall, who's in the game. She'll get the ball underneath to Green. Her shot's no good, and Hines comes away with the rebound. Custard across the timeline. Phillies leading 15-12. Pass to Hines, the foul line. Fans it back out on the wing to Van Hook. Now to the near side, long range to Custard in the corner. She'll find Hadrick. Hadrick then throws the ball right into Bryan Station's hands. In the front court, Green gets the ball to a wide open Wade, who misses the tray, and the rebound's going to be pulled in by Hadrick. Gabb in the front court, 2-on-2, stops and pops from 12 feet in the lane, no good. Chasing down the rebound will be Woodall. So we'll head the other way with it. Going to the basket, but missing the layup is Bryan Station. Now another shot put up, no good, and Hadrick comes down with the rebound. Going down low, a shot put up by McNeese. It's no good, but she's going to be fouled. That foul is going to be on Wade. That'll be Wade's first personal. Lauren McNeese going to the line for the first time tonight on the season, just 1 out of 2. Missed 3 games with the knee, but back to nearing full strength anyway. First free throw by the left-hander is off the front of the rim, no good. In the game comes Elena Ward, also coming in the game for the first time for the Phillies, Kylie Hudgins. Hudgins, a 5'8 senior who's averaging a point a game. McNeese back to the line, trying to give her team a 4-point lead if she is successful with 5:49 left to go in the first half. Free throw by McNeese is on the way, and this one is off the flange, no good. Long rebound ripped out of there by Hines. Her putback is short, however, and down with the rebound this time will be Gentry. Gentry gets the ball into the hands of Doe. Doe in between the circles, and now we're going to have a foul on McNeese for overguarding. That'll be Lauren's first personal foul.
Into the game for the Phillies.
Now coming into the game, Bailey Hudgins returns, comes in for McNeese. From the far sideline near the hash mark, Woodall gets the ball inbounds. And now in the give and go, we're going to have a traveling call on Bryan Station. It's just that give and go was just not done very cleanly. 9 turnovers for Bryan Station now. Harrison County has 7. The Phillies lead 15-12. Hudgins with the basketball, gets it across the timeline to Custard in the corner to Kylie Hudgins. Hudgins' pass is going to be pulled away by Bryan Station. Racing down the floor and laying the ball up and in will be Akaya Wade. Wade with 5 points now here in the first half. Gets her team back to within 1 at 15-14. 5 minutes left to go in the first half. Passing the paint to Hines, goes around the double team and lays it in. Nice move that time by the senior. That puts her team back out on top by 3, 17-14. As we go under 5 minutes to go in the first half. Now a steal by Harrison County again as Bryan Station just had the fumble fingers tonight. Custard, a runner in the lane, bounces off. Rebound's going to be pulled in by Gentry. And here come the Lady Defenders, but now we're going to have a palming call on Tania Woodall. So another turnover for Bryan Station. Back in the game for the Lady Defenders, Murphy returns. She actually scored the first 2 points of the contest for her team, but has been scoreless since that time. Inbounds pass comes to Bailey Hudgins, who gets it to Custard. Custard to the top of the key to Hines. Right side Kylie, back on the right side to Bailey, up top to Custard, in the corner to Hadrick. Hadrick gets it back up top to Bailey Hudgins, who gets it back to in the corner to Hadrick. Goes baseline, a runner from 12 is an air ball. Rebound pulled down by Murphy. She'll get the ball in the front court on the right side. Kicks it back up top to Ward. Ward drives, gets it once again to Murphy, who will bring it back out top again into the hands of Woodall. To the left side, she'll find Wade. Wade drives to the basket but misses the layup. Ball is going to go out of bounds off of Bailey Hudgins' hands, as Bailey couldn't decide whether she wanted to save that ball from going out of bounds or not. And when she finally made the decision, it was too late. Van Hook will check in now for Kylie Hudgins from her own baseline. It looks as though Elena Ward will be triggering the inbounds pass as we approach the midway point of the second quarter. Pass to the block. Woodall's 5-footer is good. First points of the game for Tania Woodall. Gets her team back to within one at 17-16. 3:50 left in this first half. Harrison still leading by 1. Bailey Hudgins to the left side to Van Hook. On the block to Hines, goes to the basket but misses the layup. And Hines goes and gets the loose ball. Kicks it up top to Custard for 3, off to the right. Long rebound is going to go out of bounds. Harrison County Farm Bureau knows that if you want something protected, you keep it covered. Call 234-4514 and Dustin or Amy will get you covered. Bryan Station with the basketball, down by a single point, trying to retake the lead that they lost when it was 4-2. Woodall in between the circles, gets it inside the center circle. Now drives to the block, and before she can pass the ball, a foul is going to be called on Harrison County. It's going to be on Hines. That'll be Kara's first. Just a common foul from her own baseline to trigger the inbounds pass will be Ward. Elena Ward looking, lobs it to Woodall in front of the Harrison bench. Now she'll fire a 3 off the flange, no good. Van Hook goes and gets the rebound for the Phillies. So it's 3 boards here in the first half for Caroline. Now a pass to Bailey Hudgins. It goes between her hands, but Van Hook picks up the loose ball, gets it to Hadrick. On the baseline to Custard, a 16-footer for Keeley off the assist from Hadrick. Harrison County's lead extends back out to 3 at 19-16. From the skinny corner, as they say, on that shot by Custard. Going to the basket now and lobbing up a prayer is Kaya Wade. It's not answered, but she is fouled by Bailey Hudgins, and now she'll go to the line. Kaya Wade on the year is 0 for 2 from the charity stripe. Has 5 points, which is way above her normal season's average of 0.7. First free throw by the 8th grader is off to the right. Couple of subs, well, one sub at least coming in for Bryan Station as Amarina Trujillo returns. Amarina Trujillo. Second free throw upcoming for Akaya Wade. Trying to make it a 2-point game, and she does with 2:44 left. And also coming in the game, Jalen Green. So Kaya Wade's free throw makes it 19-17. With 2:44 left. Clock has not yet started. Hadrick gets the ball up top to Custard, knocked away, and the loose ball picked up by Station. Station now has the ball taken away by Kara Hines. Nice steal. Good anticipation that time by the senior. She'll get the ball to Hadrick in the front court to Bailey Hudgins. Dumps it down in the corner to Custard. Custard brings it back on the wing in front of the Bryan Station bench to Bailey Hudgins. At the elbow to Hines, goes to the basket, dumps it down low to Van Hook, who puts it up and in. Nice play that time by the Phillies. Caroline's first bucket. And Harrison County's lead grows out to 4 again at 21-17 as we approach the 2-minute mark of this first half. Woodall with the basketball, angles to the right, and now a foul away from the basketball. It's going to be called on our Amarina Trujillo. That'll be Trujillo's first personal foul. It's player control or not. They're going to say it was not player control, so we'll be shooting one in the bonus. And now they've changed their mind, saying it was a player control foul. Get your calls straight. Bailey Hudgins gets the ball into the front court to Custard. Custard, a bounce pass to Hines. To the right side to Hadrick. Goes to the block. Her layup is good. 7 to make that 10 first half points for Gab Hadrick. Puts Harrison County up 23-17. A minute 48 left to go here in the first half. With the basketball, Green gets it in the corner to Murphy. Back up top in between the circles to Woodall, who will step back inside the center circle to reset the offense. Her team trailing by half a dozen with a minute and a half left to go in the first half. With the basketball, Green inside the arc. Gets it back between the circles now to Trujillo. Trujillo being tracked by Custer. Gets it to the far hash mark to Woodall. Woodall being guarded by Hines. Now double team. Splits the double team but drops the ball. It pinballs around. And now we're going to have a timeout called by Bryan Station. It's just going to be a 30-second timeout. So we'll keep it right here. I don't know how they determined that on that ball that was pinballing around that Bryan Station had possession of it and left to call a timeout. So 23-17 is your score. We invite you to stay tuned for our halftime show coming up in a minute 17. It's sponsored by Joe Cochran at State Farm. We will... Who's that? She made 1 out of 2. So we'll go over all the scoring and stats in our halftime show. As we said, the Phillies will be back on the Hilltop on Friday as they'll take on the Grant County Lady Braves. So come on up and support your Phillies, as that will be the final home game before Christmas. Phillies will have a couple of more games prior to that holiday, but both will be on the road. One at Beechwood on Monday, and then they'll track back up to Northern Kentucky next Wednesday to take on 10th region rivals, the Lady Eagles of Scott High School. All right, timeout over as we'll get back to it now. Bryan Station will have the ball. As right now they only have 4 girls on the floor, but now coming on late will be Murphy. So Bryan Station will inbounds it from their own baseline on the opposite side of the basket from where we sit. To do the honors, Amorini Trujillo. Trujillo looking, still looking, gets the ball to Woodall. She drops it, picks it back up, turns around, puts up an 8-footer, good. Tania Woodall with her 4th point on the layup. Gets her team back to within 4 at 23-19 with a minute 4 left to go in the first half. Here's a pass up top to Bailey Hudgins in the paint to Hines. Hines over to the left side to Hadrick for a 12-footer, good. Another assist for Hines. A dozen points for Gab Hadrick as she puts her team back out on top 25-19 after that 10-footer with under a minute to go. Shot put up and good by Tania Woodall, who's getting hot all of a sudden. Gets it on that layup, 25-21. Just 34 seconds left on the clock now. Custard to the top of the key to Bailey Hudgins, to the foul line to Hines. Backdoor cut to Hadrick, who lays it in. Can't draw it up any better than that. As Harrison County's lead grows back out to 6 at 27-21 on that layup. As we said, just under 20 seconds left to go. Woodall guns the ball down low. It's a little too hot to handle, but the loose ball is picked up by Bryan Station. But missing the shot is Gentry, and coming away with the rebound will be Bailey Hudgins. And now a half-court shot by Hadrick at the buzzer is no good. And that will bring us to the end of the second quarter of play with your score. Harrison County 27, Bryan Station 21. Good first half for our girls. We invite you to stay tuned now for our halftime show, sponsored, as we said, by Joe Cochran out at State Farm. We'll go over all the stats, both individually and team-wise. That coming up right after this timeout. But once again, the Phillies lead the Lady Defenders 27-21 at half. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WC. righty, back here at the Hilltop. Harrison County leading 27-21 over the Lady Defenders of Bryan Station. Harrison County, a 9-0 run midway through the first quarter has allowed them to have what is right now a 6-point lead. We've had one tie and a couple of lead changes in the game. Taking a look at the scoring, first for Bryan Station, they were paced by a couple of players off the bench. Akaya Wade and Tania Woodall, each with 6 points apiece. 4 points for Victory Sledge, although Sledge had to sit quite a bit of that first half in foul trouble. 3 points on a tray by Jalen Green, and a couple of points by Makari Murphy as well. Also playing but not scoring, Chloe Doe, Kaylin Gentry, and Amarini Trujillo, as well as Elena Ward. Meanwhile, Harrison County paced by Gab Hadrick's 14 first half points. 5 points for Keely Custard, including a tray. 4 points for Kara Hines, although she's also dished out 3 assists, and a couple of points as well for both Caroline Van Hook and Lauren McNeese. Also getting into the game but not scoring for the Phillies were Bailey Hudgins and Kylie Hudgins. That's the way the individual numbers look. We'll take a break, come back, and look at the team stats following this timeout. But once again, your halftime score, Harrison County 27, Bryan Station 21. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WC. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop, Harrison County up by half a dozen points, 27-21 over the Lady Defenders of Bryan Station. Here's how the team statistics looked in those first 2 quarters. Harrison County shot pretty well. 12 out of 27 for 44.4%. They attempted 6 trays and made 1. Meanwhile, Bryan Station struggling a bit from the floor, 9 of 25, that's 36%. They threw up 8 3-tries and made just 2. Neither team went to the free throw line that much, which for both of them was probably a pretty good thing as both of them only made 50% of their free throw attempts. Harrison County was 2 out of 4, while Station was 1 out of 2. Turnovers, 9 for Harrison County, 13 turnovers for Bryan Station in that first half. And Bryan Station wins the rebounding battle, but just barely, 14-12. 2 offensive and 10 defensive boards for the Phillies. They were paced by Kara Hines and Gab Hadrick, who each had 4 rebounds apiece. Meanwhile, 3 offensive and 11 defensive rebounds for Bryan Station's 14. Their leading rebounder in the first half was Victory Sledge, who had 4 early boards before having to ride the bench for the last basically quarter and a half. So she made an impact early, but you can't rebound when you're on the bench. All right, Harrison County still back in the locker room, while Bryan Station has returned to the floor. So what we'll do right now is take a break and then come back with a third quarter handoff following this timeout. But once again, from the Hilltop, your halftime score, Harrison County 27, Bryan Station 21. You're listening to Philly Basketball on W. Alrighty, back here on the hilltop. We're just seconds away from beginning the second half of this contest. It's been a good one so far. As we said, a tie and a couple of lead changes. Harrison County is led by as many as 6 points in the game, while the Lady Defenders, in the short time they did have the lead, got as much as a 4-point margin of a lead. So close game, as we suspected that it would be between these two teams. So far, and I'm very proud of our girls. They've done a good job of countering Bryan Station's athleticism just by playing good fundamental basketball and also hitting their shots pretty well at 44%. Bryan Station will have the ball to begin the second half, as they'll try on this first possession to get the deficit down to 4, or if they can hit a three-pointer, get it down to 3. Woodall will start the second half. She'll get it inbounds to Doe. Back to Woodall on the left side, long range. Tania Woodall to the top of the key, dumps it down in the paint, going to the basket and laying it in is going to be Gentry. First points of the night for Kaylin Gentry on the layup off the assist from Woodall. Gets her team back to within 4 at 27-23 as we just start the second half. Bailey Hudgins looks over to the bench for the call of the play. Now moves to the top of the key, pass to the left side to Custard for 3. Yes! Another tray by the 8th grader off of the assist from Hudgins. And Harrison County's lead grows to its largest at 30-23. 7:19 left to go in the third. With the basketball up top is Gentry. Gets it on the baseline, this time to Sledge. Sledge's shot is no good, knocked out of bounds. Last touch they're going to say by the Phillies. So Bryan Station maintains possession from her own baseline. Woodall to trigger the inbounds pass. Woodall gets it to the block to Doe, misses the layup. Offside rebound is pulled in by Hines. Kara with 5 boards. Gets the ball in the front court to Bailey Hudgins. Bailey in the paint, splits the double team, but it's going to be called for the travel. That'll be the 10th turnover of the night on Harrison. Cynthiana Hardee's has made from scratch breakfast options and the best burgers in town. Hardee's is a proud supporter of Breads and Phillies basketball. In the front court with the basketball, Woodall at the elbow extended on the near side. Gets the ball to Doe in front of the Bryan Station bench. Doe goes baseline to the block, puts it up, no good. Offside rebound comes out long, still being chased after. And finally, Woodall comes away with it. Woodall goes back to the basket and lays it in. Actually, that was Sledge, that made that shot on the putback. Makes it 30-25. Harrison still with the lead. A long three is no good by the Phillies. Rebound pulled in by Doe. Coming into the front court comes Bryan Station. Woodall all the way to the basket, but misses the layup. Rebound on the floor is picked up and put back up by Sledge. It's no good, but she's fouled. Fouls on Van Hook. That'll be Caroline's second. So Sledge at the line for the first time tonight. On the year, she is 3 for 7. That's 43%. At the 6:14 mark, her first free throw is very short. She'll have another, however, as Jalen Green comes back in the game, replacing Chloe Doe. Second free throw for Sledge, trying to make it a 4-point game, is on the way, and this one is perfect, nothing but net. So Sledge, who did not score in the first half, has 3 points here already in the third quarter. Harrison County breaks the press. Hadrick goes baseline to the basket, puts it up, no good. Rebound being fought for, and finally dug out of there by Kaylin Gentry. Up the floor come the Lady Defenders. Now, just before Tania Woodall buries a tray, they're going to say that she shuffled her feet for a turnover. So give the ball back to the Phillies. Harrison catching a break that time. In the backcourt to inbounds the ball. Hines against the pressure. Bailey Hudgins gets the ball to Hadrick. Hadrick to Hines. Hines gets it back to Hadrick. Gabb lobs it in the front court, knocked away and out of bounds by Bryan Station. Harrison will maintain possession, leading 30-26 now. We've played just over 2 minutes of this third quarter. In the front court on the right side, Van Hook gets it on the baseline to Hadrick. Her shot's no good. Rebound is dug out of there by Gentry of Bryan Station. Lady Defenders into the front court quickly. Tania Woodall to the left side to Green for three. No good. Rebound's going to be pulled in by Caroline Van Hook. Into the front court come the Phillies quickly. Right side 15-footer by Hetrix is no good. Rebound pulled in this time by Jalen Green. Green has her pocket picked by Custard, who goes to the basket. Her shot's no good, but she's fouled. Great defense that time by Keeley. Foul's going to be on Green. That'll be her second. Custard going to the line for the first time tonight. On the year, she is 2 for 7. That's 29%. She will do better than that. Just needs to have a little more confidence. First free throw by the 8th grader is no good. Has 8 points. Came in averaging 3. Couple of three-pointers for Keeley as well tonight. Second free throw upcoming is on the way, and this one will drain the bottom of the basket. Harrison County's lead goes back out to 5 at 31-26. 5:08 left in the third quarter. With the basketball, Woodall at the top of the key has her pocket picked by Hedrick. Gabb goes coast to coast, stops, and is it going to be a foul or a travel? And they're going to call it travel as Gabb just could not get those air brakes to stop her in time. So give the ball back to Station after the two teams exchange turnovers. With the basketball across the timeline comes Woodall. Woodall moves inside the arc to the block. Her shot going to be good. A little runner that time by Tania Woodall. And that brings her team back to within 3 at 31-28. Off of that runner. 4:44 left to go in the third. Custard in the paint to Hines. Right side Hadrick. Up top Hudgins. Now back to Van Hook for a 3, and it's good. Caroline with her first tray of the game. And Harrison County just seems like they're getting the baskets when they need them. 34-28. The Phillies lead. Now racing to the basket. Woodall should be a charge, and it is. Great job that time by Caroline. Standing in the way of Woodall to pick up the charge. Turnover gives the ball back to the Phillies. Coming back in the game now, Akaya Wade for Bryan Station. If you've been thinking about a farm or machinery loan, call Michael Furnish with Farm Credit Mid-America at 859-254-2741 and learn how he can help you. Bailey Hudgins in the front court gets the ball to Custard. Custard on the baseline to Hadrick, races to the basket, misses it. Hines rebound, put back good. Kara Hines with the good putback there as Harrison County gets a 36-28 advantage with under 4 to go here in the third quarter. Now we're going to have a foul called on Harrison County. It's going to be on Hudgins, and I didn't see that one at all. Must have obviously been away from the basketball. Now the official coming over to explain it to Coach Marshall. Didn't see it. From just to the left of the Bryan Station bench, inbounding the ball will be Makari Murphy. Murphy, her team trailing 36-28. Inbounds it on the wing to Sledge. Sledge goes back to Green, who misses the layup as it came in and went back out again. Rebound, though, is picked up by Gentry, and now Van Hook comes away with the next rebound off of the miss. In the front court, Keeley to the baseline, and then got a little too deep and turned the ball over. In the front court quickly comes Wade. Her shot's going to be blocked out of bounds. Bryan Station will maintain possession as Caroline Van Hook got a piece of that shot as it went up. From her own baseline, Sledge to trigger the inbounds pass. Sledge looking, gets it into the corner to Wade. Wade drives, cut off by Custard. Skip pass, gets into the hands of Murphy. Her floater is no good. Van Hook tried to get the rebound. It's knocked out of her hands and out of bounds, so Harrison County will get possession as Woodall returns. Harrison has allowed Station to get back to within one a couple of times, but have been able to maintain the lead, and now it's grown to 8 points again. Van Hook gets the ball to Hudgins in the front court on the left side to Custard, long range. Keeley back between the circles to Bailey Hudgins, down to the right side to Van Hook, long range. Skip pass back to the near side, Custard for an open three. No, just barely missed, and on the rebound, we'll have a foul called on Harrison County's Van Hook. There'll be 3 on Caroline, so she's going to have to be careful. 3:07 left in the third quarter. Harrison leading 36-28. Inbounds pass will come this time to Akaya Wade. She'll get it back to Woodall, who will bring it into the front court. Woodall has the ball knocked away from behind. Chase for the loose ball, and it's going to be picked up by Wade. Wade comes back, drops it again. Loose ball picked up by Hadrick. Gets it to Hudgins, and that's Bailey's first points of the ball game. Off the assist from Hadrick. Harrison County's lead. Now it's largest of the game at 38-28 as Harrison scored the last 9 points in a row. 2:40 left in the third quarter, and now we're going to have a foul called on Harrison County's Bailey Hudgins. That'll be Bailey's second. Back in the game, Ward returns for Bryan Station. Also coming in for Harrison County will be Kylie Hudgins, as Van Hook will have to have a seat with those two, make that 3 personal fouls. From her own baseline to trigger the inbounds pass will be Sledge. Sledge looking, gets it into the corner to Green. Back up top to Woodall. Woodall, and now we're going to have a foul. And an illegal pick is going to be set by Gentry. That'll be Kaylin Gentry's first personal foul. Will also give the ball back to the Phillies. Here in the second half, Harrison County's only committed 3 turnovers, while Bryan Station has 6 to give them 19 overall. Coach Sandusky asking the official about that last foul call. Inbounds pass comes to Bailey Hudgins. Bailey to Custard, who crosses the timeline on the near side of the circle. Back on the far side of that same circle to Bailey. She was looking to pass the ball to the right side, but at the last second, Sledge got in the way, forcing the turnover. So give the ball back to Bryan Station. 38-28, Harrison leads. 2:25 left to go in the third quarter. Tania Woodall with the basketball now up top. Moves to the foul line, kicks it in the corner. Wide open for the 3 is Wade. It's no good. Long rebound is pulled in by Kylie Hudgins. Kylie then has her pocket picked, but then Harrison County steals the ball back. Hadrick up the floor, 2-on-3 to the block. Has her shot blocked by Woodall. Loose ball picked up by Hudgins on the offensive board. Shot put up no good by Harrison County this time, and Woodall races the other way. Woodall in the paint, drops the ball again. Bodies hit the floor, and before the ball is actually turned over, a timeout's going to be called by Bryan Station. We'll take it as well. 150. Nope, we won't take it as well. Just a 30-second timeout. So your situation with 1:51 left on the clock here in the third quarter. Harrison County has a 38-28 lead, and that's been the score for the last minute or so. Right now, the Phillies, as we mentioned before, on a 9-0 run. Their second 9-0 run of the game. They had one back in the first quarter. See, the Lady Defenders have not scored in the last 3 minutes, allowing that 9-point run. Harrison County will host Grant County on Friday. Ed Lewis will have all the action for you on that one on our app. Meanwhile, I'll be in Lexington for the Breads game against Henry Clay, which will be on the regular radio. 1400. Out of the timeout, Woodall will inbounds the ball from the far hash mark. Gets it into the hands of Wade. Wade back to Woodall. Woodall crosses over her dribble, gets it into the corner to Gentry. Gentry drives, but it's cut off by Hedrick, who knocks the ball out of her hands and out of bounds. Bryan Station will maintain possession. Playing a lot of confidence tonight, our team is. Good to see. Sledge from her own baseline, lobs the ball, knocked away by Lauren McNeese, and stolen by Lauren now. McNeese up the floor, 2-on-1, goes to the basket. There's a shot blocked out of bounds, but Harrison County will maintain possession. Remember, Lauren, when you're 3-on-1, that means that 2 people are open. But that's okay. We love the steal. From her own baseline, this side of the basket, Hines will trigger the inbounds pass. Kara lobs it up top and into the hands of Hadrick to the right side to Custard long range. Keeley with a couple of trays in the game. Now backs it up near the center circle to reset the offense. Pass to the left side long range to Hadrick. Hadrick reverses. Now lobs it on the baseline to McNeese. And Lauren can't control it, and it goes out of bounds. 3 turnovers in our last 5 possessions. Maintain the 10-point margin. Woodall into the front court with the basketball. Crosses over her dribble as she moves inside the arc and now has her pocket picked from behind by Hadrick. Up the floor comes Custard with the basketball. Keeley gets it on the wing to Hadrick. She'll fire a 3. Good! Gab Hadrick with her first tray of the game. She has 17 as Harrison County and now has a 12-point run as they lead 41-28. And now a foul is going to be called on the Phillies with 56 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Back in the game, Bailey Hudgins returns. Also, Chloe Doe comes back in the game for Bryan Station. And now we're going to have a timeout called. Yes, we will, by Harrison County. We'll take it as well. 56 seconds left to go in the third. Your score, Harrison County 41, Bryan Station 28. You're listening to Philly Basketball on W. Trying to cut the deficit back down to single digits. As she goes to the foul line, kicks it on the left side to Wade. In the corner, a 3 try, no good by Woodall. Fight for the rebound, a tie-up, and the possession arrow is going to face Harrison County's way. Yay. With 29 seconds left to go in the third. Let's see if the Phillies go for one. Hines and Van Hook check back in for Harrison County as McNeese and Kylie Hudgins will have a seat for this final possession. Facing full court pressure, Hines inbounds the ball to Bailey Hudgins, gets it to Hadrick, who will bring the ball into the front court. Gabb on the baseline to Custard. Custard back on the wing to Gabb. She'll pass the ball to the top of the key to Bailey Hudgins, who backs up near the center circle. Clock down to 16 seconds now. Right side, Hadrick with the basketball in front of the stable. Moves to the top of the key, fires it to the near side of Van Hook in the corner to Bailey Hudgins, and as Bailey goes to the baseline, takes an extra hip-hop step for the turnover. So give the ball back to Station with 8 seconds left. And quickly, Kylie Hudgins and McNeese come back into the game for defensive purposes. Inbounding the ball in the backcourt, Doe gets it to Woodall. Woodall lets the ball roll near midcourt before picking it up. Now gets it on the right side to Doe in the corner for a three-point try. Too far long the other way. Rebound picked up by Wade. And now a shot put up no good by Woodall. That will bring us to the end of the third quarter of play with your score. Harrison County 41, Bryan Station 30. You're listening to Phillies basketball on WCYN. All righty, here we go. Harrison up by 11 as we begin the fourth quarter. Bryan Station, though, will have the basketball. Inbounding it from the midcourt stripe will be Woodall. She'll get it to Chloe Doe. Back to Woodall near the far hash mark. Woodall, who has 10 points to lead her team, came in averaging over 16. Just yo-yoing the ball up top. Now gets it into the corner to Doe. Back up top to Woodall. Woodall to the near side to Wade. Wade in the corner on the near side to Sledge. Sledge inside the arc, goes to the block. Her shot's no good, but a foul is going to be called on Bailey Hudgins. Harrison County has switched to a 2-3 zone, and it seems to be confusing Bryan Station just a bit. Bailey with 3 fouls on her now. Joins Caroline Van Hook with those many fouls. Going to the line will be Victory Sledge. She's 1 for 2 from the charity stripe. First free throw at the 7:39 mark is off the front of the rim, no good. She will have another, however. Second free throw upcoming for the sophomore, who's already surpassed her season's average of 4.8. She has 7 overall. Second free try by number 5 is going to roll in there good. Cuts the deficit down to 10 at 41-31. And now a foul out front. It's going to be called on Wade for a little too ambitiously going for the steal. So with 7:37 left, Harrison County will have the ball, leading 41-31. Inbounds pass comes to Hadrick on the right side. Gab in the paint, kicks to the left side to Van Hook, fakes the three, moves inside the arc. Now gets it in the corner to Hadrick. Hadrick drives, a runner from 12 is good. 19 points for Gab. Harrison County now grows the lead back out to a dozen at 43-31. 7:17 left of the game. Up top with the basketball, Woodall. Drives to the block, a floater is going to roll in. Woodall kind of taking this game over a little bit with that runner. Gets her team back to within 10 at 43-33. A minute gone in the fourth quarter. Harrison breaks the press. Custard goes to the block. Wraparound pass to Van Hook and lays it in. Nice pass that time by Keeley. As Van Hook now has 7 points on the night. And Harrison County's lead back out to 12 at 45-33. 6:44 left. Here's a shot put up and good by Station. Tania Woodall with 14 points now. Gets her team back to within 10 at 45-35. 6.5 left. Racing into the paint is Bailey Hudgins. Gets it to the right side to Custard, who will bring it back out to restart the offense. Back to Bailey in the corner. She'll fire a three. Bounces high off the flange. No good. And Woodall comes away with the rebound. She'll bring the ball into the front court herself. Gets it on the wing to Doe. Chloe Doe drives. Now gets it into the paint. Shot put up off the glass and good by Gentry. Kaylin Gentry with her first points of the fourth quarter. Gets her team back to within a single-digit deficit at 45-37. In the front court, Custard on the far sideline. Now we'll back it up to reset the offense. Ball was intended for Bailey. She wasn't looking for it. Luckily, Hetrick was there to pick up the loose ball. Bailey Hudgins wraparound pass to Custard on the right side in front of the stable, being guarded by Chloe Doe. Custard back near the timeline and now steps inside the center circle, and as she does, she's going to be fouled by Doe. That'll be Chloe Doe's second personal foul. Substitutions coming in for Bryan Station. Green and Murphy return to the floor. From the far sideline near the hash mark, triggering the inbounds pass will be Van Hook. Caroline looking, gets it in the corner to Hedrick for a three. Off the front of the rim, no good, but chasing down the long rebound is Kara Hines. Kara now on the left side, hands it off to Hedrick, but first we're going to have a timeout by the Phillies. Just a 30, so we'll keep it right here. 5:25 on the clock. Harrison County leading 45-37. Phillies have done well tonight against a talented Bryan Station squad. Hopefully we'll have the same type of game against Grant County on Friday night when the Lady Braves come to town, heading down 36 probably. Or maybe they'll avoid that windy road and I don't know what the best way, I guess go down to Sadieville exit, the next closest place. I don't know, I've always driven 36. Of course, would have been nice to play Grant County in Dry Ridge because, you know, they got that skyline that's right there at the exit. I just have to mention it from time to time. Treat yourself to some Snappy. Salads, chicken wings, sandwiches, and of course, Beast Pizza. Call 235-7627 right now. That's 235
Snap.
Thank you, Ryan. Van Hook inbounds the ball to Hadrick at the top of the key. Gab moves inside the arc. A runner from 12 is good. Hadrick with 21 points on the night. Gets her team's lead back out to 10 at 47-37. Now driving Woodall. Her shot's going to be waved off, but a foul is going to be called on Hines. Now be Kara's third. So three Phillies with 3 fouls apiece. Hines, Van Hook, and Hudgins. That's Bailey. Back in the game, Elena Ward returns for the Lady Defenders as Woodall goes to the line for one and the bonus. This will be Woodall's first free throw tries of the night on the year. She is a 78% free throw shooter. Can match her season's average if she makes both of these free throws. Her first one's on the way and good. Gives her 15 points now. 47-38 with 5:12 on the clock. Second free throw is off the front of the rim, no good. Coming down with the rebound was Bailey Hudgins. Into the front court with the basketball in the paint is Hadrick. Her 10-footer is no good. Hines gets the rebound. Her putback is no good, but she's fouled. Good job by Kara, who has 5 offensive rebounds tonight. Foul is going to be called on Ward. That'll be Elena Ward's first. Hines at the line is 2 for 2 tonight. She's got a good line. 6 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. First free throw by the senior to try to put her team back up by 10 with 5:02 left is on the way and good. Gives her 7 points on the night after that successful free throw. As we said, with 5:02 left. Second one by the senior is on the way and good as well. Nothing but net for Kara Hines. Harrison County's lead back up to 11 at 49-38. Now a pass intended in the corner for Elena Ward is knocked out of bounds and actually going to be off the hands of Bryan Station. Yeah, didn't think so. Off the hands of Harrison County. Now the official going over to explain the situation to Coach Marshall. From the corner, inbounds pass is knocked out of bounds by Hedrick. Nope, they're going to, that's a makeup call. That ball was every bit off of Hedrick rather than Woodall, but they're going to say it was after Woodall. So everything balances out in the end. Harrison County with the ball and the 11-point lead with under 5 to go. Hines from midcourt gets the ball inbounds to Hadrick. Gab drives to the basket, bounce pass on the baseline. Oh, and nobody was looking for it. It goes out of bounds harmlessly. Everybody on different pages of the playbook there. Let's see, that's 9 second half turnovers for Harrison to match the 9 they had in the first half. Oh, they're going to say that Station touched it? Didn't see that. Neither did Coach Sandusky. Inbounds pass comes to Hines, up top to Bailey Hudgins. Skip pass, that one goes out of bounds. They're just, I don't know, all of a sudden we've gotten all sloppy. Calm down, girls, we're all right. Bryan Station with the basketball, down by 11, trying to cut the deficit down to single digits. It's Woodall brings the ball into the front court. Woodall crosses over her dribble. A runner in the lane is going to be no good. And the rebound picked up out of there by Hines. Up the floor and towards the basket comes Bailey Hudgins, but she's going to be called for the travel. As once again, she stutter-stepped to try to get herself positioned. So she'll go to the bench as Lauren McNeese will come in. I think Bailey just needs a chance to clear her head just a little bit. With the basketball into the front court will come Green. Green, baseball pass to the left wing and into the hands of Murphy. She'll get it to Woodall in between the circles. Woodall on the right side has the ball back tapped away from behind and out of bounds by Hines. Station will maintain possession. Harrison County Farm Bureau knows that if you want something protected, you keep it covered. Call 234-4514, and Dustin or Amy will get you covered. Here's a three by Woodall from the corner. No good. Rebound is going to be pulled out of there by Hadrick. And up the floor come the Phillies. Custard across the timeline. Moves to the top of the key. Now kicks it up top to Hadrick. Gab crosses over her dribble. Now gets it on the wing to Custard. The 8th grader will get it back near the center circle to reset the offense. Now nearly threw the ball away, and now the loose ball is going to be picked up by Bryan Station, but fortunately for Harrison County, Green was standing out of bounds. Got to be more careful, girls.
Into the game, number 23, Caitlin Gentry, and number 3,
Victory Sledge checked backs in for Station, as does Akaya Wade. It's Coach Sandusky liberally using her bench tonight. From the far sideline, Hines to trigger the inbounds pass. Gets it to Hadrick. Hadrick against the defensive Wade, crosses the timeline, goes down the middle of the lane, lays it up, but no good. Rebound pulled down this time by Sledge. And here come the Lady Defenders. Woodall's layup is good. Tania Woodall with 17 points. Gets her team back to within a single-digit deficit at 49-40 after the layup, with 3.5 left to go. Now a pass down low, knocked out of bounds by Station. Harrison will maintain possession. Van Hook will trigger the inbounds pass. Van Hook, a junior, looking, lobs it up top to Hadrick. Hadrick from the left elbow extended in the corner, finds McNeese. Lauren is fouled, no call. Ball knocked away, and we're going to have a foul called on McNeese. That'll be Lauren's second personal foul. So Bryan Station will try to cut the deficit down to 7 if they can make these 2 free throws. Going to the line, Jalen Green. Green's first trip to the line tonight on the year, a 69% free throw shooter. Came in averaging 6, she has 3. First free throw by the left-hander is no good. Rebound, though, pulled in by Sledge. Her shot no good. Gets her own rebound again, and this time Sledge makes the basket. She has 10 points, 49-42 after Victory Sledge's putback. 3:11 left on the clock. Van Hook standing with the basketball now makes a drive to the foul line, kicks it up top to Hines. Hines being harassed out there by Green. Now gets it back in the hands of Hadrick in between the circles. Hadrick trying to get around the defensive Wade. Now moves into the paint, kicks it on the wing to Van Hook. Thought about the 3, but wisely turned it down. Gets it back in between the circles to Hines. Hines, a bounce pass on the far sideline to Hadrick. Hadrick calms things down as we go under 3 to go in this basketball game. Harrison leading 49-42. Custard on the right side, long range. Gets it back to the midcourt stripe to Hadrick, who will reset the offense from the opposite side of the circle. Makes her move, and as she does, she's going to be fouled. And this foul is going to be called on Akaya Wade, and that'll be Akaya Wade's 3rd. So Harrison County going to the line for the bonus. For the last 2:30, both teams will be in that bonus. Hadrick at the line for the first time tonight on the year, a 75% free throw shooter. has 21. First free throw is going to bounce off. No good. And goes out of bounds. Last touched by the Phillies. And now Bailey Hudgins will check back in.
Bailey Hudgins for the Phillies.
Ball will be, actually the Phillies will get the ball. They're going to say it was last touched by Bryan Station. Hadrick will inbounds the ball. Lobs to Hines. Back to Hadrick. Baseline 12-footer. Good. Give the assist to Hines. The points to Hadrick. And Harrison County's lead grows back out to double digits. Actually, won't. 51-42 is a 9-point lead. And now we're going to have a foul called on Bryan Station's Chloe Doe. And that'll be Doe's third personal foul. So we'll walk the other way and shoot some more free throws. 51-42, Harrison leads with 2:13 left. Trying to pick up their second win of the season. Hines at the line. She's 4 for 4. 8 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists for Kara. Just an all-around good game. Defensively played well also. First free throw is on the way and perfect. Increases the lead now back to double digits at 52-42 with 2:13 left. Second free throw by the senior with that deep knee bend is on the way, and this one is perfect as well. Never even touched the rim. Harrison County back up by 11, 53-42. A pair of 9-0 runs in this game have given Harrison County this big lead. One in the first quarter, the other 9-0 run in the third. Woodall with the basketball, dumps it into the hands of Green, who brings it in between the circles. Green goes inside the arc at the top of the key, now backs it back out again. Good defense by Harrison County. Now baseline runner by Wade is no good. Rebound, though, picked up by Sledge, no good. And now putting it back up and in is going to be Jalen Green. Too many second chance opportunities that time as Green gets the putback to put her team back to within a single-digit deficit at 53-44 with a minute 33 left. Hadrick makes the shot. She has 25 points now, 55-44, and now a steal by Harrison County's Keely Custard. She'll go out back beyond the wing on the right side. Bailey Hudgins underneath the basket finds Hadrick, who's wide open and lays it in. 27 points now for Gab. It's Harrison County's lead, 57-44, but now we got an injured player for Bryan Station. Didn't see what happened or who that is. But a minute 12 left to go in this basketball game, and can't see who the injured player is, but is right now having trouble with the knee. 21, that is, oh, that's Tania Woodall, who's down right now. So hopefully she'll be all right. Tell you what, we'll take a break real quick. Come back. Harrison County leading 57-44 with a minute 12 left. No, I take that back. She's up on her feet now. Sorry about that, Ed. But obviously shaken up, and we'll come to the Bryan Station bench. As we'll soon get back to play. So I can't read my writing on some of my notes. All righty. Bryan Station with the basketball, trailing 57-44. Should have counted our assists during that break in the action. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 assists for the Phillies tonight. With the basketball in the front court, Green goes baseline, and the ball's going to be back tapped away and out of bounds by Hadrick. From her own baseline to trigger the inbounds pass will be Green. Just a minute 4 left. Harrison trying to hang on. Inbounds pass will come to Sledge. Sledge crossover dribble, goes inside the arc and knocks down Van Hook. And will they properly call a charge? No, they're going to call a blocking foul on Caroline, and that'll be Van Hook's 4th. Actually, that's 5.
Number 5.
So Van Hook will check out having picked up 7 points and 6 rebounds, but with exactly a minute to go, we'll have to sit out the rest of the contest. Coming in for her, Lauren McNeese. after she gets some words of counsel from Coach Marshall. As Sledge goes to the line where she is 2 out of 4. Has 10 points though. Now we're ready to go. This 13-point lead matches Harrison's largest. Sledge, first free throw is good. Lady defenders in the double bonus now. 57-45 now your score. Second free throw by the sophomore Sledge is up and bounces in. Shooters touch that time by Sledge. 57-46, Harrison County up. And with the basketball, Bailey Hudgins in the backcourt. Lobs to Hines, who will bring it to the front court. Kara to the left side to Custard in front of her own bench. She'll get it back near the timeline to Bailey Hudgins. Bailey looking for help as she's double teamed. And now a foul is going to be called on Chloe Doe, and that'll be Doe's 4th personal foul. So 1 and the bonus upcoming for Bailey Hudgins, who's making her first trip to the line tonight. On the year, Bailey is a 68% free throw shooter. First free throw by the freshman is on the way and bounces off, no good. Sledge comes down with the rebound and quickly up the floor. Here come the Lady defenders. Right side, Green fires a 3, good. Jalen Green with the long-range triple. Gets her team back to within an 8-point deficit at 57-49 with just 30 seconds left on the clock. Timeout called. We'll take it as well. Like I said, 30 seconds left. Your score, Harrison County 57, Bryan Station 49. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN Sports. As we get back to action, Harrison facing full court pressure. Inbounds pass comes to Hadrick. Woodall has ice on her knee on the bench. Hadrick in the front court, stops, gets to the left side to Custard long range. Clock down to 19 seconds. Custard just dribbling out the clock right now, being chased out there by Murphy, and finally Murphy catches her. That'll be Murphy's first personal, sending Custard to the line for 2 free throws as the Phillies are now in the double bonus. Keeley 1 for 2 from the charity stripe tonight, looking for her 10th point of the contest. She can match her career high if she can make both of the free throws. First one's on the way and good to give her an even 10. 58-49. With 14 seconds left, her second free throw is good as well. Harrison County up by 10 points. Now going to the basket. Green misses the layup. Rebound pulled down by Sledge. And Green goes back up with the offensive rebound and put back. And that will be the ball game. Harrison County wins by a final score of 59-51 to win their second game of the season. A good win for our girls as Bryan Station will drop to 2-3 on the year. Harrison led for most of the ball game. We did have a tie and a couple of lead changes early, but in the end, the Phillies come away with victory number 2 on the year and stop their 3-game losing streak. We invite you to stay tuned now for our post-game show brought to you by MCTC Licking Valley Campus. We'll go over all the scoring and stats from today's game as well as have a chat with Coach Marshall. We'll also name our Judy Construction Company player of the game, and it's going to be difficult. We had a lot of heroes today. We'll get it all done, though. coming up after this timeout. But once again, from here on the Hilltop, your final score, Harrison County 59, Bryan Station 51. You've been listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN Sports.
Dealing with the real world wasn't easy, even before the whole global pandemic thing. Trying to pay the bills, worrying about family, or just trying to figure out what you want to be. The good news? Maysville Community and Technical College is open and ready, with on-campus and online programs that can lead to essential careers in IT, healthcare, and more, all at less than half the cost of a four-year university. So never put your dreams on hold, and never underestimate you.
Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop, Harrison County with an impressive 59-51 win over the Bryan Station Lady Defenders to improve Harrison's record on the year at 2-5, while Bryan Station now will drop to 2-3. Harrison County used a 9-0 run in the first quarter to take an 11-6 lead at that time. They eventually would grow that lead in the first half to as many as 6 and went into the locker room leading by that 6-point margin. In the third quarter, with the game still very much in the balance and Harrison County leading by 1. The Phillies went on a 12-0 run to go up 41-28. And from then on out, every time that it looked like that Bryan Station was about to make a little bit of a run, Harrison County had an answer. So a good game by all involved as the Phillies win by that 8-point margin. Take a look at the scoring. First for Bryan Station, they placed 3 players in double figures, led by Tania Woodall's 17. 12 points for Victory Sledge, and 10 for Jalen Green, including a couple of trays. 6 points were scored by Akaya Wade off the bench, including a tray early in the first quarter. 4 points for Kaylin Gentry, and a couple of points as well for Makari Murphy. Also getting into the game but not scoring, Chloe Doe, Amarina Trujillo, and Elena Ward. For Harrison County, Gab Hadrick leads the way with 27 points. She's joined in double figures by Keely Custard, who equaled her career high with 11 points, including a couple of trays. And 10 points for Kara Hines, who just had an overall good game as far as the numbers are concerned. 10 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists for Kara. 7 points for Caroline Van Hook before she fouled out with a minute left, and a couple of points as well for both Bailey Hudgins and Lauren McNeese. Kylie Hudgins got into the game but did not score. We'll take a break, come back and talk to Coach Marshall after this. You've been listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back up here at the Hilltop, joined now by Coach Marshall. And Coach, this was a good win.
Yeah, it was. We scrimmaged East Jessamine before the season, and they were very athletic, very similar. We had a lot of turnovers and just not converting and not handling their pressure. And I thought definitely this was a very similar game, so I was interested to see how we would handle that. And we did much better being under control. And, they had to drop out of their press.
Right.
And ball movement. We had really good ball movement in that second quarter, inside, outside, hitting the weak side. And we just picked that 1-2-2 apart. And, that is something we've really been talking about is the patience, getting the ball inside out, letting Kira be a passer.
Right.
And, she's smart. She's very smart. And so, let's utilize that. And so they were doing a good job of that. And then I thought our energy was just outstanding tonight. It was fun to coach, and our bench did a great job of keeping the energy up, our coaching staff. And the girls just played extremely hard. They were just getting after it, and that's how I expect them to play. I told them the other night wasn't very inspiring, aggressive-wise. And only getting 16 rebounds, that's bad. Okay, I don't know how many we had tonight.
We had 24 tonight.
Yeah. How many did they have?
Let's see, 8, 24, 25, 26, 27. They had 31.
Oh, well,
So
that stinks. But that was one of our goals, was to out-rebound them. But, I thought we did a pretty good job, especially in the first half, of controlling the boards and allowing ourselves to control the game and not let it get out of control. So, that's something that we're growing on. I thought Caroline had an outstanding game. She was really aggressive and really physical inside, and I've been kind of on her about that. And I saw her out there ripping rebounds away from people, and you could see a change in her demeanor. She felt bigger. You could see that, and that's we know it's in her, and that's what she's got to do. And I thought Keely was huge tonight.
yes, she was.
You told her at halftime, get out there and shoot. You're a good shooter. Go on. Beat your brother. Put up more threes than Katie. But, she came out and hit a three, and then she drove, and she was aggressive. And what impressed me the most was, as an 8th grader, there at the end with about a minute so left, we were in transition, her and Gab. She got the ball, went to drive, didn't have the layup, and pulled it back out, and that was perfect. That's exactly what we need to do. We don't need to throw up some crazy shot. Right. We need to control the clock and wind down some of that time and get to the free throw line and close out the game.
as a team, 11 assists, at least according to my numbers, and that's always a great thing to get 10 plus because it shows they're sharing the ball.
Right. I mean, our ball movement was really good. I really was pleased with that. And so Coach Thompson said, "Woo, look at us sharing the ball today," And I'm proud of our coaching staff. We're really trying to be positive, and it's hard sometimes, but we have to keep in mind we've got some young guards out there, and we just have to keep them focused. And then Lauren and Kylie coming in, having Lauren back is huge.
Yes.
I know she probably doesn't realize it, but that is huge, and she will work herself back into what we're doing. But she's going to see her minutes increase if she just keeps working at it. And that gives us a break. That allowed us to give Bailey a break, and then give Keely a break, and get some breaks in there for them at the end of a quarter, and have them come back out full energy.
Yeah, with this, a lot of teams going to play like Bryan Station, want to make us run. It's awfully hard on your point guard to handle that pressure. So, like you said, it's good to have Lauren to come in and give Bailey a spell.
Yeah, and the other thing I want to talk about, I was pumped going into the game, and people are probably like, why would you be pumped because they saw the JV score? But our JV was so much better tonight.
Yes.
I mean, they were just so aggressive. I saw them out on the floor doing all the concepts we're talking about. And, I worked with them a little bit yesterday and talking about, I got to get you to play the same way, we're playing. And I thought they improved today. They'll get better at offense, and they'll get better at their guard play. But a lot of them have never played the guard position. You take Bailey and Keely away, and then we had some girls not come back, so you're having people play other positions. So I was really pleased with our JV and how physical they played and how aggressive they played.
Got Grant County coming in on Friday night. What do we know about the Lady Braves?
I don't know anything.
Oh, okay.
Take it one day at a time at this point.
Yeah.
And I told Jeff, I didn't really watch a whole lot of what Bryan Station did.
Uh-huh.
Our focus has got to be on this team.
Right.
At this point, I think we're not ready to do that yet. We've got to get our girls playing the style we want them to play and get better as a team. Then we'll start focusing on what another team does.
And it seems like the kids are buying into it better. I mean, there was, like you said, a huge difference between Monday night and tonight.
Yeah, they do. They want to do good, and they need to play aggressive. That gets them going. You talk about Gab Hatcher.
Yeah.
Gab can't stand around. She gets bored. And so when we play slow, she gets too bored, and then she ends up making more mistakes.
Right.
So she needs to play aggressive, and that's how our whole team is. They need to play fast and just get out there. They're going to make mistakes. Bailey made some mistakes, but we're going to live with it, and we're going to grow from it, and we'll be all right in the end.
I thought that Gab had a good balance tonight of, knowing when to take the ball to the basket and when to share it with her teammates. We had kind of talked about before that I think there was a kind of conflict because sometimes you could tell she was kind of in between and not knowing what to do. But tonight she showed that this is the way it has to be done.
Yeah, and the biggest thing, and I thought she did a great job, and nobody will ever know this. Nobody ever sees this, and this is what us coaches know. In the second quarter, there was a small point where we had maybe a 6 or 8 point lead, and then they cut it. But we were coming down and rushing shots and going too fast. And she came over. She said, we need to slow it down. And I said, you're exactly right. Let's slow down. Let's move the ball inside out. And finally we did that. And for Gab to grow and do that and take some control is important for our team.
It's huge because all the other girls are looking to her for leadership.
Right. And that's what I told her. She needs to help Keely and Bailey through this transition of coming on to the varsity level. She did a good job tonight.
All right, Coach, congratulations on the win, and we'll talk to you down the road.
All right, thank you.
Head Philly basketball coach Kim Marshall after Harrison County's 59-51 win over the Bryan Station Lady Defenders. We'll take our final break, come back, and talk about the team stats as well as name our Judy Construction Company player of the game. You've been listening to Philly Basketball on W.
Dealing with the real world wasn't easy, even before the whole global pandemic thing. Trying to pay the bills, worrying about family, or just trying to figure out what you want to be. The good news? Maysville Community and Technical College is open and ready, with on-campus and online programs that can lead to essential careers in IT, healthcare, and more, all at less than half the cost of a 4-year university. So never put your dreams on hold, and never underestimate you.
Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop, let's take a look at the stats. Harrison County, 23 out of 51 for the game. That's 45.1%. They made 4 of 13 three-pointers. Meanwhile, Bryan Station, about the same as they did in the first half, actually. over the game, 21 to 57, 36.8%. They tried 15 trays and made just 3 of them. From the free throw line, Harrison County was 9 out of 14 for 64.3%, while Station was 6 of 11, that's 54.5%. Turnovers, a big part of this ball game. 25 turnovers committed by Bryan Station, so our defense did the job big time. Meanwhile, Harrison County, 20 turnovers, maybe a bit too much, but like Coach said, we had that little part during the second quarter where I think it ended up being 4 turnovers in 6 possessions. Once we calmed down, we were okay and just kind of sprinkled the other turnovers throughout the game. But still, 20 is too much. We don't want to do that every game because that'll get us a loss real quick. And as we mentioned with Coach Marshall, Bryan Station does win the rebounding battle, 31 to 24. 12 offensive rebounds for Bryan Station. That was huge. They also had 19 defensive boards. They were paced by Victory Sledge, who not only pulled down 10 rebounds altogether, but 5 of them were offensive rebounds to keep her team's hopes alive, although they never were realized. Meanwhile, 6 offensive and 18 defensive boards for Harrison County. Leading the way was Kara Hines, who had 9. So there are your final numbers for today's game. Our Judy Construction Company player of the game, I couldn't decide, so we're going to have co-players of the game. Kara Hines, first of all, 10 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists. A good line for Kara. Also, Caroline Van Hook, we're going to give her Judy Construction Company player of the game as well. 7 points and 6 rebounds, and just overall good aggressive play inside, which is what we've been looking for from Caroline for quite some time. Now she knows she can do it. Hopefully she will continue doing it from here on into the rest of her career. So there you go. Our Judy Construction Company players of the game, Kara Hines and Caroline Van Hook. Once again, the Phillies will be back in action on Friday night. Back up here on the hilltop for our 3rd consecutive home game as the Lady Braves of Grant County will be coming to town. And Lewis will have all the play-by-play and the action of that game on Friday night. Game time at 7:30. It'll take the air at around 7:15 or 7:20 or so with the pregame show. Want to thank Ed back at the station for running things. Did a great job as he always did. Always does. He's still doing it. Also want to thank all of our sponsors because without their help, we would not be able to get Harrison County High School basketball on the air. So from the hilltop, your final score for the final time, Harrison County 59, Bryan Station 51. Good evening, everyone.